Welcome to another wonderful episode of Game. I am your host, Mega Sean. I have my man here, Simon Sez, and then the illustrious Big Pimpin' J. Be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and email us at gameshowchat@gmail.com. Today, we have a knockdown, drag 'em out topic today. We're talking about some of the best fight scenes, whether it's cinema, anime, anything you name it, the best fight scenes, period. Fellas, game on.
This is gonna be a very, very short episode because the correct answer is the original fight scene in Oldboy. One of the best things ever.
The guy where he's in the hallway with the hammer.
4 minutes of continuous action, single shot, he walks through, gets stabbed in the back, grabs a 2x4, beats the bloody bejesus out of what, 27 guys?
Yeah, I do like that fight a lot. That's actually on my list.
Game over, we're done.
The best
Simon
part
says,
of
what?
Well, listen. The best part I like about it is when he gets stabbed in the back.
Falls down.
And he gets up. He doesn't have the hammer, and he's just, he just puts the dukes up, and he's ready.
Man, dude, he had swag. He had that internal
He did. He was
Bruce Lee
ready to
swag.
go. Like, I'm not dying in this hallway.
Best part was he gets down, opens up the elevator, and just smiles because there's 9 dudes there. What happens later? A scene later, boom, walks out the elevator,
Someone's
smiling.
gonna stop you on that.
Okay,
I got one. Isaiah Bone versus Price. Blood and Bone. Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
You know what I'm talking about. And my favorite line was that when when they were gonna start fighting, he says, "Do you want to change?" And Price looks at him, just, "For what?" And I thought that was funny because he's looking at this black dude dressed in like street clothes. He's like, "This is no match for me." So and they get into the fight, and lo and behold, he's pretty much taking him down. And I kind of thought it was funny at the end where he has to make him tap out, or he taps himself out.
Oh,
that was kind of
done.
funny.
He was done. He was like, I'm out.
I beat him down. I didn't even do anything else. But yeah, that
was a good one. Another good one.
That was a good one.
You know, and it's weird. I'm doing all like foreign movies up front, but I love I love both fight scenes, the major ones in Gorgeous, with Jackie Chan and that little boxing dude, which is funny because that little white dude is the only dude who's on his stunt staff, which was the coolest part. That first scene though, man, when just Jackie couldn't find his rhythm and the way they choreographed that, he got destroyed. That second scene though, you know, near the
when
end,
he came back.
Oh, dude, that was bad.
That was nice.
That was 5 minutes of one of the coolest fight scenes I've ever seen in my life.
But I liked it when he gave him the actual. He switched to the thick gloves the first fight.
Oh yeah.
Because he didn't want to knock him out.
Oh no. See at that point he was just playing with them.
Yes, he was.
He was, you know, it was kind of like Vader and Luke in Empire. He's like, no, I got one hand. We're good. Just
yeah.
sit you on a little butt down.
Well, I've got one for you. And Commando, not the whole movie, but in the mall. He beat up a mall full of people. And in that fight, he picked up a payphone with someone in it. And then he's also
but that's
swinging
that's
from
completely unbelievable, man.
But that's what made it so great.
It wasn't great.
It was
so
fair.
cheesy.
He picked up a payphone with a person still on the phone in it.
See, that fight scene to me sounds like everything from Naruto, just cheesy and drawn out.
Well, I mean,
just terrible.
But it was nice though.
It wasn't nice.
I did.
You enjoyed it.
You enjoyed
I
it.
laughed.
You
In
enjoyed it.
horror,
I laughed too.
And
But it was over the top, but it was still enjoyable. No, it wasn't old boy.
I mean,
it wasn't.
look,
wasn't Bone.
if we're gonna talk over the top, that, you know, that's when you got to pull in something like Fist of the North Star, because there's there's nothing there's nothing wrong with making someone's head explode.
Well, or the last scene where they all just sweating blood.
That was terrible.
Let's see. That's a lot.
Speaking of anime, one of my favorite anime fight scenes, and it's kind of off the cuff, is the big fight scene at the end of Akira between Tetsuo and Kaneda.
Yeah.
I mean, just Tetsuo's going nuts. He's growing into this big, huge beast. Kaneda's got himself a laser, plasma cannon. I thought that whole piece was really, really well done.
It could have been, I mean, he did everything he could to save his friend, but it was a nice fight scene.
It was a little convoluted, but at least it got to the point where there was an entertaining action line and there's an entertaining story.
What about Hero with Nameless versus Sky? I like that scene.
See, I couldn't get into Hero. I mean, Heroes was like this. Me and Heroes broke up a long time ago because like Heroes, she's fine.
No, not Heroes. Hero.
Yeah, no.
With Jet Li.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Lee.
Yes.
Sky. You know that part
yes,
when
I do.
They actually close their eyes and they're in the middle. And
that was cool.
I like the music background of that when he's playing the music and they just close their eyes and they actually vision the whole fight scene. I love that fight scene.
That was fun.
Okay, I got one. Now I'll bring it back
nobody
a little
asked you.
bit. Well, hey, I'm telling you. Spider-Man 2, on the subway, Doc Ock and Spider-Man.
That was pretty
like
solid.
That was it's what you would expect.
You mean
from
when they're hanging on the side of the car?
They're on side of the subway.
Yeah,
they're on
nice.
top of the subway.
Yeah.
He's grabbing people. He's throwing them out. Spider-Man's getting thrown across the street. He's jumping off of rooftops. Like, it's everything you'd want in a comic book movie. Now, I'm not saying it was
The best.
better than the Avengers, but that was a total.
It
That
was
was
a
like
nice- it
an
was a nice
army
sequence.
against.
It was a
an
real
army
comic
against
book.
the team.
If you're translating paper to film,
That was beautiful.
Exactly.
And then I think that was one of the great things Sam Raimi did do. That was very,
I'm
very well shot.
gonna pull a rabbit out of the hat, and I'm just going by what I like, but and this is a big rabbit. Peter Griffin versus the Chicken and Family Guy.
Which one?
What?
That is classic.
What?
Every one of those fight scenes were classic.
I have not drunk enough to
Come on now, you know
Okay,
they
so
were great. You
trying
know
to-
they were great.
Trying to get back some respectability to the show.
I told you I was gonna pull the rabbit out of the hat. Simon Sez.
That's not a rabbit.
He pulled the rabbit out of the hat.
Simon Sez needs his pills for the day.
Agent Smith versus Neo.
Yes.
See,
Wait, which one though? Which one?
The first initial one where I was back on Subways again,
Yeah.
but the first initial one, because it was that
Subways.
battle against, good and evil, and it was his first time, and
But I already
everybody's
saw
like, is he gonna run?
But I already saw that scene in Ghost. But not only did I see that scene in Ghost in the Shell, and Fist of the North Star.
Okay.
And that was kind of that was really my only issue with the Matrix films. Watching that scene, I'm like, cool, this is neat, but I've already seen this
it,
before.
yeah. 'Cause they even tried to do a little Dragon Ball scene in the third one.
You know what else that reminded me of? Equilibrium.
That was,
Equilibrium. That
Yeah,
first
that
fight
was
scene
the
was
last scene.
The last scene was cool, but I really like the first one when Christian Bale walks in and then the 6 guys walk in, the
Yeah.
lights go out and everything goes off. That to me I thought was really well done.
It was nice, but I actually wanted to see what he was doing in the process. But then
And that's
at
what they showed you
end,
at the end.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. But like the end part was like, I actually thought it was kind of funny where Tay Diggs is like, I'm thinking they're going to really throw down. And then he was like,
Spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen! If you have not seen Equilibrium, you may want to turn the volume down for a second.
or
Because Tay Diggs, who really can't act, has about a 5. He had a
5
cameo.
seconds. I said 5
It was
seconds.
a 5-second fight scene, and he wasn't really fighting. He was just
dying.
yes, but he died well.
he did very well.
He did. Okay, speaking of fight scenes, and another great classic one, which I know you two will have no issue with, is Kill Bill. The Bride versus the Crazy 88.
The Crazy 88 was great.
Yes.
The only thing that kind of upset me with that was the fact that because Tarantino wanted to actually get it in the theaters, they had to take that whole scene and black and white it out.
Right.
Which when I first saw it, I didn't like it. But then upon watching it the other 700 times I've seen it, because it's on television all the time, guys.
Yeah, yes.
The fact that they black and white it out, I thought really just kind of added to the whole appeal of it.
It did.
With the way they choreographed everything. Especially the little kid, when she just started spanking him with the sword, I thought that was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah.
It's like,
I agree with you totally. I
play
do.
with the Yakuza.
And then you have
I did like the black and white scene because it pretty much, they were trying to go to the old tour of the actual, classic black and white movies, Japanese. Because if you remember, like most of the Japanese, cinema, they did it mostly in black and white.
But if we're talking like old Hong Kong and Japanese cinema, then you got to bring up all the classic Bruce Lee films. And I mean, we were really in this conversation with just like look at every Bruce Lee movie, and there are the best fight scenes ever. I mean, him fighting Chuck Norris, I thought was amazing. And if you want to bring in Chuck Norris, the fight he had in Lone Wolf McQuaid with David Carradine, who I don't understand why people think David Carradine can know kung fu. I thought that was hysterical for the sole simple fact that
but yeah, still.
I'm in a garage doesn't make me a mechanic.
Well, no, but they assumed he did because of
assumed
the
he
show
did,
was
yeah, because of the
kung
show.
fu.
Don't get me started.
But now, here we go. Now this one, no ninjas, no swords. It's just two guys frustrated with what's currently going on in their world, and the only way you can settle it.
Goku
is
and
with
Broly.
the-
You're
no,
absolutely right.
Wrong. No. Take a guess what it might be. Simon Says.
Simon Sez.
Forget it. Roddy Piper and my main man Keith David, and they live.
Yes.
The
Simon
two men
was going with that one.
tussling. Oh, so you agree?
Hold on,
I
though.
agree.
You know what? There's a fight scene that's better than that one.
Here you go with this one.
Cartman and Jimmy from South Park, where they recreated that scene
that is
fight
true.
for fight, for scene for scene, for the
true.
sole simple fact that before it started, Cartman runs into a grocery store and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, there's a special on eggs in a cripple fight in aisle 3." There's nothing wrong with the cripple fight.
Quick. Any other scenes?
Goku
Any other fight
Broly
scenes?
from Dragon Ball, I thought was
I
great.
like
You never
Five
know.
Deadly Venoms. I would say Toe versus the Centipede.
Yeah.
Anything in Ip Man, I thought was great.
Okay, so you at home, let us know what some of your favorite fight scenes were in any genre, whether it's film, whether it's animation. Just email us at gameshowchat@gmail.com. Let us know on Facebook while you're liking the page, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Got my main man, Big Pimpin' J. We have Simon Says here. I am Mega Sean. Fight's over. Everybody's unconscious. See you later.
Adaptation, improvisation. But your weakness is not your technique.